Alright, today's video is going to be, I think, an interesting one in that I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking, rather I'm just going to show you a bunch of images that will hopefully get you thinking and recognizing the influence that our perceptions have on how we interpret reality. And this is not, up front, I want to be clear, this is not to undermine your confidence in your ability to do things, but rather to be aware of the fact that our perceptions do influence how we interact with reality, and as such it's particularly important that we really think through what things are influencing us, even those things which we may not have thought about. So with that said, let's get started. So I hate to start off with something vulgar, but tough luck. That's what we're going to start with. If you're easily offended, close your eyes and wait until I tell you it's safe to open them. Now, I hope you read through all of it. By the way, it's safe. It's not safe to open them, so don't open them. But I'm hoping you read through each of those lines. Our mind literally interprets the words that we expect to see, and so you can often misspell words significantly, leaving wrong letters out, right letters out, putting things in order. But if it fits a pattern that our mind recognizes, it is going to make it fit what we think. So I won't say the first line, but I'm going to bet the second line you said you read that wrong. And clearly, if you look at it, it says you that read wrong. And yet, your mind pieced them together. So it's a small example. That little bottom one's the only one that gives it right there. You read that wrong too. So there's our first example here, how your mind will actually reorganize words and letters in ways in which it expects it, is the bottom line. So expectations influence perception. And so again, as I basically said there a minute ago, your mind is really you can think of it like a processing machine. It's not really, but it's a good way to think about it. And so your expectations drive what you expect to see. In other words, the background knowledge that you bring to the table influences heavily what you see. So what you know influences what you see, not the other way around. And so if we're not careful, what we can expect, what we expect will skew what we perceive. So it is important again to slow it down, step back, and make certain that we are taking the adequate time needed so that our perceptions are not just our preconceptions and applied to reality, but rather a slow, thorough investigation of reality. So let's move away from our first very vicious little cup. By the way, you're safe to look. If you haven't yet, you've missed a slide of things. You can pause and look at this. All right, next one. Get ready and enjoy. All right, so I imagine that you see the image. It's probably moving on your screen. It's not moving. That's actually an illusion. So what did you see and notice? We're not here to talk through this, but I already gave you a hint there. For me, I thought it was moving. But guess what? This is not a GIF. The movement is all in your head. This time, look again. And let's look at a particular region so you can see that it's not moving. So pick the middle and just stare right at that middle. Move in the left, stare at the bottom left-hand corner. Step back and look at the whole picture. When you look at the entire thing, this movement appears, but when you stare at a particular corner, it all stops, and that's because it is not a GIF, and yet your mind, for some the way this is designed, seems to show us this is movement. All right, next up, let's look at another one of these to examine this issue of the way in which expectations influences what we perceive. All right, so the image tells you what you need to know. Just look at it for a minute. Pause the video, get aggravated looking at it, get your ruler out if you need to. But the way in which this is drawn, it probably does not appear that these lines are parallel in the horizontal one, the horizontal lines being those little dashed lines. And yet they are parallel. It's the way in which it's drawn that makes it look as if it's not. Very, very funny. And again, a nice little depiction of expectations, and what we see isn't always as crystal clear as we'd like it to be. How about a video? All right, so let's take a look at this dynamic Ebbinghaus. Oh, boy. pictures tell you what to do, so I'm going to let it run on its own. Interesting, isn't it? Again, just looking at these, it's hopefully getting us a point here across that this is, it's hard to make sense of some of this information. So, about our perception, there's a few things we've tried to kind of make out here, and that is what we happen to have to deal with is that selective attention occurs when our brain finds something that's more relevant. Because qualitative research is so dependent upon us as researchers, it is important that we spend ample time in the setting that we're looking at, in the field, so to speak, so that our selective attention does not dominate our overall what we report. And that's why extended time in the field is a meaningful approach for qualitative research. By doing that, we can dedicate specific attention to different parts of each setting in multiple times across multiple contexts, and over that way we can work around this issue. But again, as we saw here, expectation often drives what it is we choose to attend our attention to. So spend extra time, look for all that is there, and look for the things you don't see there, and spend time in that setting from that. The last thing to note there is when data is vague, then this becomes more influential. So the way that the perceptions that we looked at today drive what we look at, they're more influential on us when we're dealing with stuff that is not all that clear. So it's very important that, again, we take the time to go interact with that. So let's close up with a quick little reflection. First, I've got a little quick picture for you. One of my favorite little cartoons. These two guys, again, just titled perfectly, The Bittersweet Meeting of Perception and Reality. But wrap up this lecture by pausing the video and just writing down some responses quickly to the following prompts, and then wrap up. Hope you've enjoyed this short video. Push pause and write up your reflection